Reportedly, when the People's National Congress was in power, the People's Progressive Party begged governments like the United States to intervene locally in certain affairs of the country. Back then, the PPP did not complain when interventions were made. Now that the PPP has taken office some 22 years later, the very PPP wants countries like the United States and Britain to keep out of local affairs, saying Guyana is an independent country and that those were meddling in local politics.
I don't think that was in 1992 or prior to 1992 that was meddling. If it was meddling, it was justified meddling.
PPP General Secretary Clement Roy accused certain media houses of shaping minds. From his perspective, the foreign missions in Guyana are meddling since they are being misinformed.
If you're in, psychologically speaking, in sync with the opposition, that having read all of the Kaieteur News publishes on a daily basis, all the Starbuck News publishes on a daily basis, all the Demerara Waves and iNews publishes on a daily basis, that this country has sunk to the lowest levels. If you take that line, obviously you would agree that there is indeed cause to meddle, to change.
Meanwhile, last Friday's picketing of the United States Embassy by the Alliance for Change, which heard calls for the revocation of visas of government officials, is not a bother to the ruling administration.
I have heard my colleagues run into this PPP office, wringing their hands and saying, you know, why are you afraid? What are we going to do now? I'm panicking, and you know, let's do something about it lest I lose my visa and so on. Nothing like that has happened. There's total calm.
The FC wants the visa sanctions to be implemented against government officials in wake of the present parliamentary prorogation, since the party is of the view that at present government officials do not represent the interests of Guyanese.